Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. Rhypi here, and today we're going to continue with the tutorial, talk about other aspects of the game, and try to do at least a week's worth of turns. So let's get started by us ending turn. So because we can't tell where the enemies are, it's going to be kind of quick, kind of not quick, depending on the map. If there's a lot of enemies, it can be a lot of enemies, just depends on what's happening. But for now, let's go ahead and visit the Fountain of Youth. You drink from the fountain of water and feel young again. Sensing your renewed vigor, your army's morale improves, allowing you to cover additional ground as you head for your next battle. And we gain morale. And if we keep going, we can get griffins in the Griffin Tower. So we're actually going to be upgrading that today, but let's go ahead and get 7 here, and let's talk about this this creature, not item. So the Griffins by default has 8 attack, 8 defense. Damage is 3 to 6, health is 25, and speed is 6. So quicker than the archers, but if I remember right, and also quicker than the swordsman. That we have 4 morale because of us visiting the Fountain of Youth, and still neutral luck. So I usually keep my griffins either here or here, depending on what other creatures I end up getting. But for now, we're gonna leave it there, and let's explore this. So nothing over here, and now we're gonna go through the other side of the map that you only can transfer with the subterranean gate or sometimes teleporters, depending on the map. So now we're here. So we're gonna pick up this artifact. So here, because it's the tutorial, it will say yes, you should win this fight easily. But the Gnolls are the level 1 fortress enemies. Enemies / creatures, depending on which side you are. So we're gonna go ahead and press yes. So currently, because we're the fastest, we go first. We have the Gnolls and Gnoll Raiders. Gnolls has an attack of 3, defense of 5, 2 to 3 damage, 6 health, and notice because we're in battle, it says 6 health left, and that's per the unit that it's on. It doesn't calculate all the health, and speed of 4, so about the same speed as our pikemen, but has less health. So keep that in mind. And then no Marauders or Marauders. It has attack of 4, defense of 6, so slightly more powerful, but still damage 2 to 3, health is 6, and speed is 5 instead of 4. So we have in total 10 Gnolls and 1 Gnome Raider. So when I'm battle, depending on if I have range units or not, I usually guard the archers first. Sometimes I let others go, but because I know these don't have a big movement, I usually use that to focus, and that's what the high morale enables you to have another turn or better damage depending on what's going on. So now my archers, I can shoot this one for full damage, or that one, or this one for almost half damage. Damage sometimes doesn't seem like it, just depends on what's going on, so let's go attack that. And there we go. And go ahead and use a spell on this. That we only got rid of 3 of the nulls, but if you look, we have 2 health points of the second null already out. So in a sense, it has 10 more health. So the griffins. Gonna wait on the swordsman. And we won this battle easily. We gained 66 experience. It depends on the battle how much experience you get. I can't tell you exactly how they calculate it each time, but you do get something. And for this, we get a greater null's flail. That this right-handed weapon increases your attack skill by +4. So we are at 3, and when we get this, it'll become 7. And it automatically equips unless you have an item already there. So, barely out of time to start collecting these. And let's go ahead and go back to town with our hero. Adaletta. So, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and get the griffins at this time. Because we just got maintained the griffin towers outside of the town, we actually gain another griffin that we can get per week. So normally it'd be 7, but now when this next week it'll be that'll become 8. Some benefits of trying to get as much as you can. So with this in mind, if we wanted to, we can keep moving, but right now I'm just gonna leave Adelaide here. And once again that we're here, we're gonna go to Gym Pond, which will give us 1 gem per day. Go to Sulfur Zone for 1 sulfur a day. Go to Crystal for 1 Crystal Cavern, for 1 crystal a day. And an Alchemist Lab to get 1 mercury per day. So now let's keep going. And we're gonna go right here. So at this point, there's different options. The different options that we have that different things I would recommend. Either us building blacksmith. If we didn't have a mage guild already, start the mage guild. If we didn't have the marketplace, start the marketplace. Because normally we'll need to get a town hall to city hall. In this case, because we just have the blacksmith, we can get the blacksmith now and get 20 gold per day. So the other options is start upgrading your troops that you have. And you can't quite buy the monastery yet because it requires the blacksmith as well. So because this, and so right here, I now have 5 days before I can buy units again. So I sometimes factor that in, especially with prices. The blacksmith requires 5 wood and 1,000 gold. And every blacksmith is going to be different depending on what town you're in. For castle is building a new bliss. So it costs 2,500, so it's the more expensive of the three, but it can be quite useful. Remember, like we said, if we want to, we can pick up Brian that already has a first aid tent because of his skill of basic first aid and specialty first aid. So, depends on how we want to do things. I'm actually gonna step out with Adelaida so we can purchase him since we have a lot of gold, but it depends on how you're building your troops of what you decide to do. And I put right here, so he starts with the same stats as Adelaida. Leia has basic wisdom and, like we said, basic first aid, where it gives control of the first aid tent to the hero, healing 50 points of damage to the first unit of selected stat. So keep in mind, does not heal fully. So keep that in mind. And then per level bonus, like if it's level 5, it'll receive more than 5%, so be 25%. And then the first aid tent, like applied, is where it will automatically heal your troops if you don't have this skill. So just something to keep in mind. And because we're here, we can look at the skills as well. That in mind, we're gonna go ahead and our turn. We're gonna continue exploring, and then we're gonna head to the submarine gate on this side. So we're gonna now go to the war machine factory, where you can get ballistas, first aid tents, and our new thing, ammo cards, where it has 100 health, defense of 5, but for example, our archers will have unlimited ammo. So ballistas typically is going to have attack of 10, defense of 10, shots of 25, damage 2 to 3 per attack stat, and the health is 250. And the first aid kit doesn't have any defenses and can die very easily because it only has 75 health. So let's go ahead and recruit all of these. Gonna go to Star Axis. We found several of the best archaeologists of the land gathered at the Star Axis. Happy to have some company. They teach you about how to use the sun, moon, and stars to enhance your spellcasting ability. So we gain a spell power. So our spells are going to be more powerful. So notice here how powerful these guys are. That for me, I see the bottom left being archdelves, which we haven't talked about yet, but I know that that's very powerful. So for now, I'm gonna go ahead and stop going this way for a little bit. So with this in mind, at our town slash castle, we have enough to get a city hall, but by the monastery, or upgrade our units. I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade it to city hall, so we can get 2,000 per gold per day. Excuse me. So that way we can have more flexibility. And what I'm gonna do do now is bring all of the creatures from Ryan to Adalea, and just in case I do decide to get these to our main hero, Lord Hart, I'm gonna have Adelaide have a pikeman already split from the rest, but I'm gonna actually send Ryan out to explore more of that area, and I'm gonna go ahead because I know that Ryan won't have much to do. I'm gonna go ahead and have him explore a little bit. I'm gonna bring Adelaide back into town and do our next turn. And was thinking about going back, but I actually want to explore since I haven't seen any. So above you looms a dreaded Inferno town. The presence of the Citadel means the town has at least basic defense. It was a good thing you stopped at that war machine factory anyways, just to make sure you had no trouble this fight. A few archangels have agreed to assist you. Good luck. So with this in mind, this is the most powerful creature in this town of castles, where they are very powerful. So the Archangel is our first upgraded unit that we've gotten, and that by default has attack of 30, defense of 30, damage is 50, so you don't have to worry about minimum max rolls. Health is 250 per Archangel, so it's 1250 in total, and speed of 18. So because of that, now because we are in the tutorial, that we'll have easy time with this castle, or somewhat easy, but you can always, if you want to, save your game before you do anything. And for me, just because I wanted to make sure that I can see what I wanted, I'm gonna go ahead and press Let's Play Tutorial 1-1, and let's go ahead and battle this Inferno Castle Stingius, or Sigius. There. So you can have skills that help you see how many are in each thing, but catapults, since it's not in our control, will just attack at random. You eventually could get it to where you can attack it. And because we are in fact faster than Arch, well, because even though right now it shows us having the same speed is a luck of draw who goes first sometimes. And these both do not like each other. So our luck is -1. No enemy retaliation, and that dislikes angels. Its attack is slightly lower than Archangel, damage-wise 30-40, but it has more health. Oh, excuse me, less health. I thought it had more health. But the Archangel, as you can see, can go everywhere. The Archdevils can teleport to the enemy it wants to. But for now, we can go ahead and attack that so we don't have to worry about hitting our archers. And because of the hatred, we gain 25 extra health. I mean, not 25 extra damage. And you notice the Cerebus, was able to attack the archangels without retaliation, because it also has that skill as well. Horn demons on that one got completely destroyed. And the pit fiends, because it attacked after the horn demons, did not get retaliated by our angels. So next, I'm gonna go ahead and press shield on our archers, so it can potentially take less damage from the gogs. That is the Inferno's archers. But it decided to attack the Archangel because it views it as a threat more. But like we said before, I'm gonna purposely have it where my archers attack the dogs because it is the rage unit. And then now with my Archangel, I'm gonna go ahead and attack the dogs so it's completely gone. Or as fast as possible, because you never know. And Zeus doesn't get retaliation. For the Pit Lord, it gets retaliated this time, but notice that we didn't completely defeat it since we had an Archangel that disappeared. So if I had a spell book here, it will only heal up to the one available to us. And I'm gonna go ahead, even though it's half damage like it was for the dog, but see if I can beat him. And with the ballista, we were able to beat it. And I'm gonna press defend on the pikemen and swordsman since we don't need to do anything with them, because our Archangel should have no problems with the service. Alright, now it's level 3 and it gets the defense skill up by 1. And we have a choice of advanced status, which changes it from 125 to 250 per day, or we can get basic navigation. Also, let's put the movement at sea, but I'm gonna go ahead and do stats. And we're now also level 4 and also get a defense skill 1. So we can get expert leadership, increase our morale by 3, or basic earth magic allows your hero to cast her spells at reduced cost. So I'm going to go ahead and do expert leadership. And now we have our first town that's not just castle, excuse me. So with this in mind, you can tell it's bare bones, but I had a lot of things. It only has the marketplace, and where we can recruit the flammate warriors, where it's our next instance of an upgraded unit. But this one, you can look at both the previous, if you want to buy the cheaper one, or the more expensive. I'm gonna go ahead and purchase all the familiars, and if you put something there that's not in your alignment, you will have a neutral morale if you don't have anything else to support your morale. But because we have extra leadership, we get +3. For now, I'm gonna put it back so we can get the 4. And this in mind, we have a lot of things that we can choose from. For now, we're gonna get the Hollisons that has a skill. Use 5 ore and 1,000 gold, and to get our gogs. So with that in mind, let's look at each of these three creatures. Imps is probably the weaker of the starting units of all of the towns, if I recall. It has only attack of 2, defense of 3, 1 to 2 damage, health is 4, speed of 5. The familiars, attack of 4, defense is 4, on damage 1 to 2, health is 4, speed is 7. So it is very speedy compared to the imps. And it also had the ability magic channels. Trying to remember if I remember what that means. I think it means that it helps get mana, but I'm not quite positive. And then we have the Gogs, where 6 attack, 4 defense, 12 shots if you don't have the ammo cart, 2 to 4 damage, 13 health per, so 104 health total if I'm calculating that quickly, and speed of 4. So that's why this Gog was attacking after our archers, since ours is the same speed, but because of our morale, sometimes the morale lets you go first. So we're gonna keep going. We get the shipyard, and with 10 wood and 1,000 gold. Build ship. I wanted to explore this just to make sure there was nothing. And I'm probably gonna explore this because once you enter a ship, it takes all of the energy left, unless you have certain items or skills. So we're gonna keep Adelaide, and we're actually gonna station Ryan right here. So when it's a new week, we can pick up the new Griffins. And on Adelaide, let's go ahead and buy our monastery, similar to the. Look at Mage Guild has prices where you had to use a little bit of everything. In this case, 5 wooden ore, 2 of the other 4 resources, and 3,000 or 3,000 gold. Let's go ahead and buy it. And for castle, we have our next range unit, monks. And this is our first level 5 creature that we've obtained. Not the first one we've seen, because the Pit Fiends was the first level 5. But monks has attack stat of 12, defense of 7, shots are 12 without ammo cart, damage is 10 to 12 per monk, health is 30, speed of 5. So slightly slower or than some things, but with our purposes would be just fine. Gonna go. And I forgot to do what I said, but it's okay. That looks like nothing was there. So we'll press forward this way. Keep right there. So for castle wise, we can already buy the Portal Glory, or if we buy the stables, we can buy the training ground. But note, in some maps, some things will be not allowed to build. Like in this case, we can't build the shipyard since we're not near water. Other things could be like that as well. But for today's purposes, we're gonna buy the Portal Glory. Notice it requires a lot of resources. It requires 10 other resources besides wooden ore and 20,000 gold. So only get this when you know you can afford it. In this case, we're gonna go ahead and afford it, so we can talk about the angels. Even though I can't buy one right now, but the angels cost 3,100 or 3,000 gold and 1 gem each time you want to buy one. And angels without being an archangel has attack of 20, defense of 20, damage of 50, health to 100, speed of 12. So, with that in mind, it is a good unit. Just if you have an arch level, it can be easily defeated if you're not careful. And on this side, if I recall, we can't buy anything besides tavern if we want to, but we're gonna keep that like that for now. And let's go ahead and explore. So here we can see a flag of blue. And so we're actually just gonna leave things the way it is. Because right now seems like we're gonna win next turn. Oh, if I remember what's left. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and buy that angel just in case we need it. And we're gonna put the angel right here. Or we could put it right there. And Portland, we got to go for it, that all dwellings increase population. This can be random per week. And we'll talk about other settings once we see it. So, gonna go ahead and go here. So now we have Charna the Death Knight. That has a horde of skeletons, lots of Walking Dead, and several vampires. Charna is an example of a necropolis hero, and if I remember right, she's a Death Knight. Yep, it says it on the bottom. I should have noticed all that. But let's go ahead and battle. So notice because she has a skill called Tactics that we'll talk about later, she's able to move, which is along before we get to. But if you both have Tactics, it cancels out unless someone's higher than the other. But notice that our spell points has went up as each day progressed or turn. So if we want to, we can cast some of these skills again. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and go to the vampire and let's defeat it. And making sure that my archers doesn't get hurt. And let's go ahead and attack the Walking Dead. Since I know the skeletons usually attack first, so because of retaliation, the Archangel will attack them. And because of the Archangel, we really have no troubles. So now we have our level 5 Knight. I will have a spell power +1. We can get Esper State or Basic Learning, which is increase our experience earned by 5%. I don't always do that, but I have seen it being useful for some games. So now we got the obelisks. This is where parts of the map can be seen. And because we only have one thing required, it will show exactly where, in this case, between two stumps. So on our map, if we look carefully, that we have it here. Because normally with the obelisk map, it does not show everything else around it, so you kind of have to play it by ear. So we're gonna go to Adalea, get that, but notice we're gonna go to adventure options, so we can view the puzzle map if we forgot what it looked like. Like relook at scenario information if we want to view world, and it tells us where different things are if we've seen it for both sets of maps, and who controls it currently, and where our heroes are. But if we press dig, that digging for artifacts requires a whole day. Try again tomorrow. So even though we're right here, we can't dig unless it's a full turn. Even if you have a lot of stamina, it will not let you, like if we brought lower heart here. So just something to keep in mind. Gonna go ahead and slowly bring lower heart back, but we might not need to. We're gonna go ahead with Ryan, go ahead and recruit the Griffins. And gonna actually build the stables just in case we have a chance to talk about him. And the stables will also increase the land of any visiting here. So when you come up, it will prompt up for it. And for now, just showcase this, that this is where you can buy all of them at once at the fort, all the creatures that we've been recruiting. And here's with Griffins shown 8 instead of 7, since we do own the Griffin Towers outside of the town. Go ahead. Payday. Gonna bring more hard closer. And let's go ahead and press dig on Adelia. Congratulations, after spending many hours digging here, your hero has uncovered the Grail. Or the Grail. And that's one. And carrying the Grail to the city of your choice, and the populace there will build a fantastic structure which will provide tremendous advantage to the city owners. It does a lot. I'm not sure if we will be able to look at it before the game ends, since that is the requirements for this game to be met to win. But we'll go ahead and see if we can build a Cavaliers and just shy, where we need 20 wood, which we have, but we need 5,000 gold to recruit the Cavaliers. But remember, we do have the marketplace, so for this instances, I'm gonna purposely sell a couple of things that I don't necessarily need. In this case, since I have a decent amount of everything else as well, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And let's sell one of you. And now we should be able to get the training grounds. And here's our Cavaliers. Cost 1,000 gold, get 2 a week, and attack is 15, defense is 15, damage is 15 to 25 per Cavalier, 100 health, speed of 7. So, don't think faster to hit on our team right now, if I recall, is the Angels and maybe the Griffins, depending on what's going on and what skills you have. And we get a jousting bonus that, if I recall correctly, you're able to tag further away without someone retaliating you. So we can't buy one, unfortunately, right now, but we have brought it. So, gonna get more heart closer, but we may not be all on the same side. Adelia, let's go ahead and bring the Grail home. And this is the indication about the stables. So, carry the Grail to the city of your choice. Like we said, Yep. Okay, this is here. Usually that we can start right here. Okay, excuse me. I forgot since it's been a while since I used the grill that you had to click on the town hall or city hall, and then do you wish this to be the permanent home of the grill? And we're gonna say yes. And congratulations, you have constructed a permanent home for the grill and can claim victory. So we're gonna quickly show the classes. The present of the classes: increase weekly creature generation by 50%, provide your kingdom with an additional 5,000 gold each day, increase the morale of all allied heroes by +2. So notice from 14 it went to 21, from 9 to 13, from 7 to 11 without the external dwellings, 4 to 6, 3 to 1, 2 to 1, and still just 1, since that's our first growth. And once we get out of this dream, it'll probably prompt us that we won. Yep. So total time 10 turns. Base score 223. Difficulty easy. Final score 178, and our rank is a fire elemental. And as the fanfare goes on, you can press your mouse click or enter on your keyboard, and your score will be recorded in the Hall of Fame. I'm gonna go ahead and put Rhypi. It'll default as your color name. And in this case, the tutorial, we was 4th in the leaderboard with just the tutorial alone. And you can always press reset when you want to. And we're gonna press exit. So next time we play Heroes in Might and Magic 3, the complete edition, we're gonna go ahead and start another scenario. Which one? Don't know yet. But we'll see how things go. Alright. Have a good day or night, depending on where you are, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.